With the current world relying on web-based services, from grocery shopping to paying the bills, the users fail to understand the technicalities of having an online presence. With this comes the malpractices and financial thefts happening all across the globe, leaving the users unaware. Our team, the caffeine coders, have thus come up with a solution that helps to accurately achieve data and financial fraud detection, which not only detects the thefts but successfully stores data in a way which secures it from further exploitation. As a web application, RobustAI will require users to submit their personal information to carry out further online transactions. When a person makes a certain transaction, the machine learning models, which are already trained to detect identity theft and financial frauds, will rely on the certain set of information to detect the fraud. Apart from these, the app will further store data on blockchain to ensure maximum security and prevent data breaches. Now let me walk you through the project. First page, which is the introductory page or the home page, will have all the products displayed on it. The products that are fed in through the backend of the application. Initially, the user is required to sign up and create an account so that he or she can carry out further transactions on the website. Once the user has signed up and filled in the required details, that is their full name, their email and their password, they will be registered in the application. Once signed up, the user have to sign in through their credentials to move forward in the website. As you can see, we get an alert that the account has successfully been opened. Now, as the user moves in, he can click on any item and click on view to view the product details of that specific product. Again, this is done through the back end of the application, which fetches the data of the specific product based on its ID and displays the product description, its cost, and the user is allowed to add any number of quantity to their cart. Once we have decided of what we want to add to the cart, the user can add the item to the cart, and that will take you to the cart or say the shopping cart page. Now once you are in the shopping cart, you get all your products displayed in front of you. You are allowed to increase the quantity of each product, delete products, and to make changes or say to shop further across the website. Once you have done so, you can move forward with the process of your transaction. To avail the student discount, you can choose the Aadhaar upload option, where you have to upload the Aadhaar in order to avail the discount, and the other is to further checkout, that is directly to proceed to the payment options. The shopping cart plays a crucial role in any website.
As we can see, we have connected machine learning models and blockchain technology with our MERN application to ensure that the user has a very safe and secure experience from any possible frauds or identity thefts. Our backend consists of Python-based backend frameworks like Flask and Django, Node.js for MERN application, and we have also used Solidity and Ganache for the blockchain network, where we are storing the transaction history of every user. In the front end, we are using React.js with Bootstrap and also using Cloudinary to upload the identity proof of every user. The ML models that we are using are for CNN for transaction fraud, XGBoost for website phishing, and also we plan to integrate SNN for voice authentication. Now, as you can see, this is our architecture. We have the React, the TensorFlow, Django, MongoDB, blockchain, and Node.js frameworks all connected together, and you can see in this flowchart. Now, talking about the future scope of our project and the improvements that we can do is, first of all, we can extend the models to websites of e-commerce such as Amazon. We can deploy using AWS products like SageMaker and Kinesis Data Firehose, and track the data using QuickSight. To make the solution more accessible to the marginalized, we also plan to incorporate a voice captcha to enable the prevention of disabled people and senior citizens from being prey to fraud. Along with that, we can also implement voice authentication that will prevent the exploitation of various security checks. Now we are going to see how our website ensures identity theft protection. So we have three ML models in the backend, the first of which is to check if the uploaded Aadhaar card or the identity proof of the user is legit or not. Now we are uploading a legit file and we'll get the response from the backend server, which is upload successful. As you can see, the file has been successfully uploaded, and the Amazon does take the user identity proof for many student discounts and such schemes. So the next thing we are going to do is upload a fraudulent file, just a random just a fraud Aadhaar card file, just to check if our ML backend is working, and you can see that it is working. So the other thing that we do is financial fraud protection through our second ML model, which basically checks if the credit card info is legit or not, and if the transaction pattern is not abnormal. So when a user gives in his credit card details, we will proceed to payment and then wait for the response from the Django server. If legit information is provided and the Django server says that it's not a fraud, we'll store the transaction history on blockchain network. What that ensures is maximum protection, and the people and anyone outside of the user and Amazon itself will not be able to see the transaction history and the transaction pattern of a user and won't be able to replicate it. As you can see, the MetaMask pop-up and the transaction is successful. Now we'll see in the terminal that we have successfully stored the transaction in the blockchain network. We'll wait for the contract. Yeah, as you can see, varma12@gmail.com is there on the blockchain network now. Now we'll try to submit some fraud data. What happens is, if the data is fraudulent, our Django server will give a pop-up and the MetaMask pop-up won't come. So the transaction won't be stored on blockchain and the Django server will just reject the incoming transaction request.
Website phishing, or say data phishing, appears to be one of the most prominent ways of data theft these days. In most cases, it appears to user as an ad or say an image pop-up in front of them, and he or she fails to understand of what it might actually lead them to. Our ML model is designed using boosting via the XGBoost, which helps the user to understand if the current image being displayed on the website while clicking will take them to a phishing website or to a safer website. We notify the user using the alert, and whenever, as you can see, the URL points to a phishing website, it displays it to be a phishing website, and in the other case, when the URL is extremely safe to navigate to, it displays that the URL is actually safe. I would like to thank you for being with us through so far in the project. We hope and we aim to explore more through the project and to bring the future scope and the endeavors that we plan into play. Thank you so much.